There's a strange thing that happens when we stop trying so hard. Life, which seemed to be rushing ahead of us, suddenly slows down. And in that slowing, we find something unexpected. The present. It's here, right now, this very moment. And yet, how many of us spend our days waiting for the next success, the next achievement, the next breakthrough? We live as though we are always behind, chasing something that never quite arrives. But what if I told you that the very thing you've been chasing is already here, woven into this moment, just as it is? Isn't it odd? We are constantly racing, thinking that we need to get somewhere, achieve something, become someone. But if you take a breath, a deep one, or you realize, what if you're not late? What if you're exactly where you need to be? Think of a dance. The rhythm is already there. The music is playing. But we are so busy trying to lead it that we forget to move with it. We push forward, straining, trying to get ahead. But in doing so, we miss the step, the beat, the beauty of the present. What if life isn't a race? What if it's a dance? And the dance can only be joined, not won. You can't rush the rhythm. It isn't a competition. The only way to truly feel the music is to stop trying to conduct it and simply become part of it. The world isn't behind you. You're not trailing in the dust of time. You're in the flow. The question is, will you recognize it, or will you keep chasing something that's already here, woven into the tapestry of now? The truth is, everything you're seeking is already arriving, piece by piece, but you won't see it while you're too busy running. The moment you stop grasping, stop pushing, you realize you're already in it. The game of life is not won by trying harder, but by letting go. Life is a dance, and like any dance, the only way to follow the rhythm is to stop leading it. There is nothing you need to prove. Right here, in this moment, is everything you need. So stop. Just stop and listen to the music. It's funny how we think we can control the world around us. We plan, we organize, we push, we strive, and we believe, somewhere deep inside, that it's all up to us. That if we just try harder, things will fall into place. But have you ever noticed how the more we try to control something, the more it slips through our fingers, the tighter we grip, the more it evades us? Life isn't a puzzle we're meant to solve, but a flow we are meant to join. The truth is, the more we try to control, the more we create resistance. Imagine a river. It doesn't ask permission to flow. It doesn't struggle against the rocks or the bends in its path. It simply moves, adjusting to each turn without ever trying to force its way through. It flows because it trusts the current. And perhaps this is the great paradox of life. The more we try to make it behave, the more we fight the very thing that would carry us. When we think we are the ones steering the ship, we forget that the river, the ocean, how the sky, they've all been flowing long before we arrived. And just like the river, we are not here to fight against the current, but to find our place in it. If we stop resisting, if we stop pushing and forcing, we may just find that life moves in a way that feels more natural, more effortless, more aligned. So, let go. Let go of the idea that you have to control every outcome. Let go of the need to have everything figured out. Because the moment you do, the moment you stop forcing life to fit your plans, you begin to move with it. It's not about surrendering to fate. It's about surrendering to the rhythm of existence itself. Life isn't here to be controlled, it's here to be lived. When you realize this, something extraordinary happens. You begin to see that the more you stop trying to steer, the more life begins to work in your favor. You don't have to direct the current, you just have to trust it. There's a quiet power in surrender, not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of resistance. It's easy to think that to get ahead, we must control everything, to force each step towards some future we've created in our minds. But what if I told you that everything you've been chasing is already on its way to you? What if all you need to do is stop running after it, and instead, simply allow it to come? This is the paradox of life. The more we struggle, the further we push what we desire away. When we are constantly striving, we send the signal that life isn't enough as it is. We create an inner turmoil, a belief that the present moment is not complete, that we are somehow lacking. But the truth is, everything you need is already here. It's only when you stop resisting it, stop fighting for it, that you see it clearly. Consider the way a tree grows. It doesn't push to reach the sky. It doesn't demand the sun to shine brighter. It simply grows. It trusts in the rhythm of the seasons, knowing that what is meant to come will come at its own pace. It doesn't need to hurry. It simply becomes, and perhaps this is the greatest lesson we can learn: to trust the unfolding of life, to trust that what we need will come when we are ready to receive it. So let go of the need to control the outcome. The moment you do, you realize something profound. You don't need to make life happen. Life is already happening. All you need to do is show up, be present, and trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. Even if you can't see the whole picture right now, you are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. In this surrender, something magical happens. You become more connected, more attuned to the flow of life. The chaos doesn't overwhelm you because you're no longer trying to control it. You flow with it, gently, like a river winding through the landscape. It's not about giving up. It's about allowing the moment to unfold, allowing yourself to be guided by something much greater than your need for control. Surrender isn't passive. It's active trust. Trust that life will show you the way, and in doing so, it will carry you exactly where you need to go. When you let go, the world doesn't fall apart. It becomes a dance, a rhythm that you are already a part of. And in that dance, you find your place, not because you fought for it, but because you trusted it would come. There's a curious thing about action. We live in a world that tells us to hustle, to strive, to push, to climb, to never stop moving. We're taught that without effort, there's no achievement. Without striving, there's no success. But have you ever noticed how the most profound moments in life don't come from effort, but from ease? How the greatest discoveries often happen when we stop forcing them to appear. This, my friend, is the paradox. The more we chase something, the more we push against life, the further it seems to slip from our grasp. But when we step back, when we stop straining, something remarkable happens. The very thing we were pursuing comes to us, effortlessly. It's as if the universe itself is waiting for us to let go, to stop running, so it can offer us what we need. Think of the river again. The river doesn't struggle to reach the sea. It doesn't fight the rocks, the bends, the hills. It simply moves. It adjusts. It flows. It yields to whatever comes its way, and in doing so, it reaches its destination. It doesn't worry about how long it will take, or whether the rocks will slow it down. It just moves with the current, and in that movement, there is grace. This is the nature of effortless action, to move with the flow of life rather than against it. When you are in tune with the rhythm of existence, your actions no longer feel like work. They become an extension of who you are, an expression of your being. There's no force, no struggle. You move, not because you must, but because you are aligned with the moment, with the dance of life. And here's the secret: you can still achieve. You can still act, but the difference lies in the way you approach it. Effortless action doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing what is necessary with presence, with ease, with trust. It's the knowing that you don't have to fight for what's already yours. It's the recognition that the more you relax into life, the more you are able to respond to it rather than react. When you stop fighting, life begins to fight for you. Not in the way we imagine, by giving us everything we want without effort, but in a far deeper way. Life becomes an ally, helping us move toward what we need, guiding us along the path with surprising synchronicity. The obstacles we once feared are no longer barriers, but invitations to adjust, to learn, to grow. So, the question becomes, what if effort wasn't the key to success? What if success was always waiting for us, in the quiet spaces between our efforts, in the stillness we often resist? The real mastery lies not in striving harder, but in knowing when to rest, when to listen, and when to act with the grace of the river, letting the current carry us forward. There comes a moment, a fleeting moment, when it all makes sense. The chaos, the uncertainty, the struggles, they suddenly fall into place. Like pieces of a puzzle snapping together with the softest click. You stop searching, stop striving, and in that stillness, you realize everything you were looking for was already here, right in front of you. In that moment, you feel something stir deep within a knowing that was always there, but you couldn't see until now. This is the goosebumps moment. It's not a dramatic revelation. It's not the thunderous applause you might expect after years of effort. It's quiet. It's gentle. But it carries with it a profound sense of clarity. You look around, and the world feels different, not because something external has changed, but because your perception has shifted. You see that all along, you were never separate from life. You were always part of the dance, the rhythm, the flow. And here's the magic. This moment isn't a destination. It's a recognition. It's the realization that you never needed to chase anything to feel complete. You never needed to prove your worth, earn your place, or become someone else. You were always enough. Everything you sought in the future was already present in the now. You've been chasing a horizon that was never there, when what you really needed was to stop running and let the world come to you. In that moment, you don't need anything. There's no need to change, no need to fix, no need to push for more. You are not waiting for the next big thing, because the next big thing has already arrived. You don't need to search for meaning. You don't need to rush toward happiness. Happiness, peace, love, they are not rewards for achievements. They are states of being accessible right here, right now. This is the beauty of the goosebumps moment. It's not about achieving some elusive goal. It's about realizing that everything you've been chasing was always a part of you. It was never missing. It was simply waiting for you to stop, to pause, and to see that you've already arrived. And now, in the quiet of this realization, there's peace, a peace that doesn't need to be earned, doesn't need to be fought for. It is simply the recognition that life is already complete as it is. This moment, right here, is all you need. So, breathe deeply. Let that understanding sink in. You are not behind. You are not lacking. You are whole, just as you are. The universe is not a puzzle to solve. It's a dance to join. And now, finally, you can move with it in perfect harmony. Now, you might think, if everything is already here, if everything is already unfolding as it should, why do I still feel restless? It's a curious thing, isn't it? We live in a world where the present moment is never enough. We constantly seek the next thing: success, love, recognition, adventure, thinking that when we reach it, we will finally arrive. But what if arriving isn't the point? What if the very concept of arrival is an illusion we've been fed? You see, what we call arriving is often just a momentary pause in an ongoing journey. We think we've reached the summit, but the summit only becomes another peak to climb. We reach one goal, only to find another waiting for us just out of sight. The paradox here is that the very act of striving for something outside ourselves is the thing that keeps us from realizing we are already here. Life isn't a destination, it's a process. It's a continual unfolding, like a flower blooming one petal at a time. If you keep waiting for the big moment when you'll have everything figured out, when you'll finally have arrived, you'll miss the beauty of what's already happening. You'll miss the dance of the present, because the moment you think you've arrived, life has already moved on, flowing into the next chapter. This is where the real paradox lies. The moment you stop searching for arrival, you discover you've already been there. It's like trying to catch your own shadow, always just out of reach. But the moment you stop trying to chase it, it follows you. It's not that you've found it, it's that you finally stopped resisting it. You've stopped clinging to the illusion of somewhere else. And in doing so, you realize that here is all there ever was. This doesn't mean you stop living with purpose or vision. Far from it. It simply means that your purpose no longer comes from the desperate need to find it. Whatever it is, purpose, joy, fulfillment, they arise naturally when you stop seeking them outside of yourself. They are already within you, waiting to be realized in the flow of your life. In this realization, there's freedom. Freedom from the chase, from the struggle to become, from the endless measuring of progress. You are enough as you are, not because you've achieved anything, but because you've allowed yourself to simply be. This is the dance. This is the rhythm of life moving, unfolding, ever changing. And the more you surrender to it, the more you discover that what you've been looking for was never far away. It's always been here, in the present moment, waiting for you to arrive.